What is going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Before we start with the video, I just want to remind you guys to please subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. And also, if you do enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like. It only takes 2 seconds and it makes a big difference in helping this channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. So in today's video, I want to go over the 2022 NBA All-Stars. The voting ends tomorrow, or the day you're seeing this, on the 22nd, and we're gonna know probably in the coming week or two who the All-Stars are. And I figured that since we're at the halfway mark of the season and it's gonna be announced pretty soon, I might as well give you my ballot. I'm gonna do All-Stars, starters, and reserves for the East and West. I still don't know why they do conferences. I feel like they should just still, they should set a number. Like, okay, we're gonna do 24 All-Stars and just the best 24, regardless of conference. But I get it, they want to be fair and everything. The one thing I do think they need to change, though, is positions. Like, for the starters, I think it's fine if you do guards and forwards, but I think, in my personal opinion, and it's not, a new opinion, everyone else believes this, but the reserves should be positionless. I think so, because of the fact that they're so limited in positions, especially guards, because you can only have 2 guards in the starters and then 2 guards on the reserves, and then the wild cards can be whatever position, right? Like, I think the entire reserve should be wild cards. It should be any position, because there's so many guys that I think deserve to be all-stars, but they're not going to get in because of the positions and the limit there is. So that's going to be tough, but this is my ballot, my opinion, based off of what we've seen for the first half of the season. Not everyone's going to agree, and that's okay. If you don't agree, that's fine. You can just, let me know in the comments how you feel about your ballot. And all right, we're gonna get started. Let's not waste any more time. So let's start with the Eastern Conference. I think the starters for the Eastern Conference are actually pretty easy. First, I have Demar Derozan, an MVP caliber season, all NBA, turning around the Chicago Bulls the way he did has just been unbelievable to watch. And he's been a really terrific player for so long, but I think that him being in Chicago, elevating the team, they're the best record in the East for now, at least. It's just been incredible to watch him do what he does, and seeing him get his flowers is really cool. And yeah, he definitely deserves it. He's been having an incredible season, and he's on the best team in the East. You have to give it to Derozan, who, by the way, those back-to-back buzzer-beater game winners were insane. And as a Bulls fan, having him on my team has been everything I imagined. Actually, that's not true. I knew it'd be good, but I didn't think it'd be this good. So DeMar, hands down starter. Now, for the next guard, this is tough. I really wanted to put Zach Levine on here. I really wanted to do it. The best team in the East, I thought they deserved 2 All-Star starters, especially with the way that Zach Levine has been playing. He has been flying under the radar because of how good DeRozan has been. He's been getting a lot of the attention for Chicago, but Zach Levine is having an unbelievable season, and it's just like numbers-wise. Like, he's still an elite scorer, one of the best in the game. His percentages and efficiency are at the top of the league. He's just so damn good, and I'm so upset that I can't do this, but I have to. Trey Young is the other guard to start, and it's tough because the Hawks have regressed a lot. They're not as good as last year, and regardless of that, though, Trey Young has been terrific. I can't deny that, right? Despite the way the team has looked, he's been having an incredible season again. Just the other day, he dropped 36. He's still one of the best guards in the league, up-and-coming guys. He made a statement last year, and he has really carried it this year. So it's hard for me not to put Levine on here, but I think Trey Young's going to get the slight edge for that. Forwards, this was very easy. I don't even really need to make a case. Kevin Durant, it sucks because he's probably going to miss the All-Star game. I don't see him playing in it because he's probably missing a month or so with that knee injury. But he was my front runner for MVP before he got hurt. The way he was playing, I mean, averaging 30 on incredible efficiency. The team was still really good despite the whole, Kyrie situation and the James Harden not being nearly as good as he usually is. Despite all of that, KD has been him. It's been incredible to watch. So him, easily, I would have seen him being the captain for the East, I think, if he hadn't gone down like that. But yeah, KD's definitely there. Giannis, goddamn, man, he is unbelievable, just amazing. He's like, it's not even like, oh, he's like adding more things to his game. He's just so fucking dominant, and it's continued. This Bucks team is so scary, man, so scary. And with the way Giannis is playing, you know, they're the defending champions for a reason. They're my favorites to win the championship again for that reason. Giannis has been unbelievable this season. Joel Embiid, again, my God. I mean, look, here's the thing with Embiid. Last year, he was the runner-up for MVP, right? I would have had him winning MVP had he not got hurt and had he not missed that time. This year, he's having arguably a better season, which is hard to think about. But yeah, it's true. Embiid is having an unbelievable season. I mean, he dropped 50 yesterday. Like, it was against the Magic, but still, he dropped 50. Like, he has been unbelievable this season, averaging, like, I don't even know what the numbers are, but he's averaging, like, a double-double. His rebounding is insane. Defensively, he's been insane. And for him to be basically carrying the Sixers the way they have, man, and it's even a problem because all they need to do is just trade Ben Simmons and get some good assets back, and this team is going to be special, right? I really hope they do something for it, because right now they're just wasting this talent, right? The Sixers are not that great right now. They're like a decent playoff team, but, you know, Embiid can only do so much. But still, he's been unbelievable this season. So those are my East starters: DeMar DeRozan, Trey Young, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. Now let's move to the reserves. First off, Zach Levine for the Bulls. I mean, averaging what, 26? He averaged 27 last year on a team that was basically just him. And for him to barely change his numbers when adding even more better talent is still showing how significant this team is. I mean, he got injured last week, right? And you see how big of a factor it is when he's not on the court, right? Him and DeRozan are this like dynamic scoring duo. And DeMar, you know, as great as he is, he can't do everything by himself. And having Levine and him together, it just works so well. And he has really elevated his game too, man. I hope Zach Levine gets his respect too. He deserves to be an all-NBA guy, in my opinion. So, yeah, Zach Levine. After that, James Harden. He hasn't been great this season, honestly. Like, I don't think he's done anything that really surprises me. And I don't think he's the same James Harden we've seen for years, but he's still pretty decent, right? I mean, he's still been playing well, right? I think it's hard not to put him as an all-star, given how important he is for that team on Brooklyn, and the fact that they are one of the top teams in the East. They have been playing well, and Harden has had his moments, so I think you can give Harden a case to be an all-star for this. After that, I have Jimmy Butler. I don't know what the chances are for Butler, because he missed a decent amount of time, but he came back and he looks great. Like, he just came back from injury, a few games ago, and he has not missed a step. And the Heat team, man, this Heat team is tied for first in the East, so you can't deny how big of a factor he has been for that team. He's averaging, 26? His shooting isn't great, but he's done everything right. And, God, he's so good, man. He's so fucking good. He deserves it. I don't even think there isn't really much else to explain. The Heat are a scary team, and he's a big reason why. Then after that, I have Jarrett Allen, man. How dope is it that we're going to have the All-Star game in Cleveland, which I'm not so excited about that, but at least you're going to see some Cavaliers representing that team in that city for the All-Star game. That's so dope. And Jarrett Allen deserves it. He has been on another level this season, averaging, I think it's 17 and 12. The Cavs are probably the biggest surprise team, basically being, I think they're 4th in the East right now, or 5th. Like, they're probably going to be a lock for the playoffs, given the way they've played. They're a young, fun team. Jarrett Allen, man, imagine if the Brooklyn Nets didn't trade him away. I mean, to be fair, they got James Harden in return, but still, imagine if they found a way to keep him, right? How much more scarier that Nets team would be if they had kept if they had that big three, and then also Jarrett Allen. Oh my God! But he's been so good for Cleveland, and it's so cool to watch. He got that extension, and he's been balling since. That's so dope. After that, I have Jason Tatum. The Celtics are in a weird spot because they're just not good. They're just not good. And Tatum Tatum has had his rough patches too. I don't know how hard it is for him given the situation. This team is just not good, but Tatum has been good. I don't think you can deny that. Tatum has had some rough moments. He's had some questionable decision making at the end of games, but Tatum himself has been solid all year. I don't think you can deny that. Him and Jaylen Brown. But yeah, I think you can give the wing guy to Tatum. I don't see, there's not really other guys in the East that you can make a case for as opposed to Tatum, so I think you have to give it to him. And then the two wild cards. First one I have is Fred VanVleet, man. He has been terrific this season, and the Raptors are a sneaky good team too. They're, I think, if the season ended right now, I think they'd be in the play-in, which is better than what I predicted for them. So, and Fred VanVleet is a reason why. Now, you know, it's weird because some people are blaming the fact that he's playing in empty arenas in Toronto for why he's so damn good, but nah. Fred VanVleet has been so good, and he has been such an important piece of this team, especially after, Kyle Lowry left. His role has been elevated significantly, and he has stepped up big time. You cannot deny that, man. He has been terrific for the Raptors. And then my next wild card is Darius Garland. He has been unbelievable this season. This is his, I believe, third or fourth year in the league, and he has significantly elevated his game. One of the most fun players to watch, just his skill set on offense. Like, the Cavs played the Bulls the other day, and I was watching, obviously, and just how easy he makes it look, creating separation for himself and getting to the basket, pulling up. He just does things so easily on offense, and he's good. And on defense, he's a pest. So, Darius Garland, man, how dope is it to have two Cavs on the All-Star team? That's so dope. And he's been good, too, on a good team. You got to give it to Darius Garland. So, that's the East. Let me review the reserves quickly. Zach LaVine, James Harden, Jimmy Butler, Jared Allen, Jason Tatum, Fred VanVleet, and Darius Garland. So that's the Eastern Conference starters. Now let's go to the West. For starters, obviously, Stephen Curry. He was the runaway favorite for MVP. He has fallen off significantly since then, but I don't think you can deny that the Warriors are one of the best teams in the league. Stephen Curry is still terrific. He had 30 the other day, but yeah, you have to put him there in the Western Conference, especially for the guard position. He's been terrific. You have to put him there. After that, John Morant, man, he surged to the starter role. I had him as an all-star already, just how great he's been this season, but this recent stretch of the past month or so, especially after he came back from injury, he has been on another level. I don't think you can deny him being the starter now. The way he's playing, the fact that the Grizzlies are third in the West, you have to put him there. And people can make the case that they were still winning without him, but nah, he makes that team so much more better than they already are. You have to put him there, especially as a starter. I think he deserves it. For the front court, LeBron James, obviously. The Lakers are bad. I mean, excuse me, you can't deny that, especially after that Pacers game and getting blown out by the way they did for Denver. They've just been down bad, Lakers fans, man. But LeBron, you can't deny. It's year 19, he's 37, but he's still been terrific. He has still been terrific, and it's unfortunate because I want to see the Lakers be good and competing for, winning, meaningful games and stuff like that, but this team is just not good. But you can't deny LeBron. He's been terrific all year. Draymond Green is my next front court. This one is a surprise, but I think because of how impactful he is for them, especially when the Warriors are sliding the way they are, you have to put Draymond Green on there, especially on the front court. I think of his defensive impact. He's probably my defensive player of the year? I would say so, given how impactful he is. You see, how much of a difference it makes when he's not there. The Warriors struggle. They struggle. And he's also he's a point forward, right? He initiates offense for them too, right? You see that and why the Warriors struggle. So his impact, you cannot deny. He's been putting up some solid numbers too. I think you have to give him the starting spot for the front court. And then after that, Nikola Jokic. I don't even have to explain. Reigning MVP. He had 49 on the same day Embiid had 50. He had that incredible pass from across the court to Aaron Gordon for the game-winning three. Like, he's unbelievable, man. And some people overrate him, some people underrate him. One thing you cannot deny, he is so fun to watch. So fun to watch. And I hope that Jamal Murray comes back healthy, because I want to see this team compete with the way Jokic has been playing. He is like a lock for an MVP conversation again, and then also just as an all-star starter, you have to put him there. All right, so that's the starters: Stephen Curry, Ja Morant, LeBron James, Draymond Green, and Nikola Jokic. Now let's go to the bench. First one I have is Devin Booker. The Suns are the best team in the NBA record-wise. They have been terrific all year. They have not slowed down, especially after making the finals last year. For him to be, stepping up the way he has, everyone knew he was good, right? But he still, I think that finals run, that incredible playoff run last year, has given him the motivation to be even better, and he has. And this is the first time I think that he will be an all-star without being an injury replacement, because he's a two-time all-star, but both times he was only there just because he was a replacement for an injury. Like, that's unfortunate, right? Like, he deserved his respect. But I think the run that he had last year, people are going to pay attention now. And especially with the year he's having this, right now, you can't deny it. So Devin Booker's going to get that. After that, Donovan Mitchell. The Jazz are pretty good. Again, they're a really good regular season team and stuff like that. But despite the questions around their ceiling and their actual contention, Donovan Mitchell has been terrific. You can't deny that. He means so much for that Jazz team. When he's not there, there's really, the offense is just not that good for them. He is their offense in a lot of ways. You have to put Donovan Mitchell on there. After that, I have Paul George. Now, this is a weird one because he has been playing really good this season up until he got hurt. Like, I had him as a starter, but when he got hurt, I was like, okay, I'll bump him down to, reserve, so that, maybe he'll miss a few weeks and then come back, and that'll still be enough to put him as an all-star. But because there's some reports that he might miss the whole year, or at least a majority of it, it's going to be tough to see him get selected. I still think he deserves to be named because of how good of a season he was having, despite the Clippers' struggles, right? So I'm going to go back to that because there is a replacement I have for him, especially if he's not going to be able to do it. So I'll get to that. But after PG, I have Karl Anthony Towns. The Timberwolves are 7th in the West right now. They have a better record than the Lakers. They're like right there, tied, I think. You can't deny the way that Cat has been playing, which is good because everyone knows he's a talented player, right? He was an all-star before. But, God, he's just been like, terrific this year. I can't even, describe it. Anthony Edwards is getting a lot of the shine, deservingly so. But Cat and him have been a really good duo, and D'Angelo Russell has been playing really well this season too. So when you add the fact that Cat has been playing well, and the fact that the Timberwolves are actually like a competitive team that might make the playoffs, you have to put him on there with the season he's having and with the way the team is going. So Karl Anthony Towns is an all-star. After that, I have Rudy Goldberg. Nothing surprising there. I don't really have to go into it. Despite the fact that he got cooked by the Lakers, specifically Stanley Johnson, he still deserves to be an all-star. He's the reigning defensive player of the year. He's on the Utah Jazz, which are a top team in the West. There's not really much else to explain. And then for my two wild cards, I have first Luka Doncic. The Mavericks recently have gone on a bit of a run. They lost yesterday to Phoenix, but before that, they have won, I believe, 10 of their 11 games. And they had like a 6-game winning streak. The Mavericks are solid, man. They have really came back strong, especially after Luka came back from that injury. He's been terrific, right? And he is the golden boy of the NBA. But, with the way the Mavericks are playing, they're 5th in the West. He's been terrific for them. I think you have to give him that spot again, just because he's, first of all, name recognition, and then also the fact that he is actually playing really well, and the Mavericks are winning. And then my last spot, CP3. Really, nothing surprising there. Best team in the NBA. You cannot have the best team in the NBA not have more than one all-star. Booker and CP3, maybe the best backcourt in basketball. it'd be hard to argue against it. So CP3 and Devin Booker, those two are locks for All-Stars. So for the reserves for the West, I have Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Paul George, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Luka Doncic, and Chris Paul. So let me go back to the Paul George point. Because he might not make the All-Star team, I have a replacement for him, and that's Andrew Wiggins. That might be a surprise, but I think it's hard not to make a case for him being the replacement for Paul George. He's having a really good season, averaging, I think, like around 20 or 18 or something like that. He's been so good for this team. The way that he's fit into this role for this team has been so good for them, and he's part of a big reason why the Warriors had such an incredible start, right? Like, obviously Steph was going ballistic, but Andrew Wiggins was a really good second option for them when Klay was out. So now that Klay is back and he's starting to get more comfortable and everything, Andrew Wiggins is gonna continue to just be him. This Warriors fit was perfect for him, and I'm so good to see him finally thrive in a role and be an all-star, especially after all of the scrutiny he got throughout his career, right? Especially in Minnesota. For him to finally come to a winning situation, a role that fits him, and for him to thrive and be an all-star, I think he deserves it with the year he's having. So if Paul George isn't an all-star, I could see Andrew Wiggins being named in his place. Let me quickly go over some of the all-star snubs because there are a lot. First off, Jaylen Brown I could see Jaylen Brown making it or not making it, but I think he has a case for him. LaMelo Ball, I wanted to put him on there, but I could not put him over Vleet or Darius Garland. Miles Bridges, you can maybe make a case for. There's just a lot of snubs, man. I would have loved to see Bam Adebayo healthy. Tyler Hero honestly has a case. I don't think it's a strong enough case, but you could argue. God, there's just so many snubs. I can't even name all of them on the top of my head. But yeah, there's a lot of all-stars, a lot of talented guys. And that's my ballot. That's the West and East starters. We'll see how this plays out, but I think that this list that I have is going to be 100%. Like, these are all of the guys I named are going to be all-stars. I can say that with like 90% confidence. So that's the ballot. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thoughts on the All-Star game and your ballots below. Let me know who you think I missed, or who do you think I snubbed, or who do you think I should take off the list. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. And that's basically it. Thank you guys as always for your continuous support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.